Alright, we should be live. Hello, everyone. There's a bunch of people here. Hello, hello. Sarah, of course, David, Mahir, and 3D Printmaking. What up, guys? This must be a good time for you guys, 4:30. I usually live stream at 6 today, which honestly I forgot. I usually have a normal time. I just wanted to live stream. I'm glad no one seemed to mind. So I'm kind of waiting to do my normal thing. Waiting for my own video to play back to me. It takes like 30 seconds, so I can make sure everything sounds good. But yeah, that's what I'm working on today. It's going to be Hydra. This one head looks super good, and like nothing else is done. So wherever your expectations are for the rest of the model, just like, boop, lower it, and we're good. Alright, let's see what this sounds like. Alright, turned up music a little bit. I had it lower because I did a classroom last time. I have like no music for that, obviously, because it's a little more professional, a little more formal. Don't need my tavern music in the background. Okay, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We'll get rolling pretty soon here. Aha, I can hear it now. So Sarah just said Horizon Zero Dawn 2 trailer just dropped. Yeah, I know, I watched that live, and like, it totally got me. I had no idea. I was like, oh look, waters, archipelago, this is so pretty. I had no idea it was going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. I am really psyched. I still haven't played the DLC for the first one, Frozen Wilds, but I played the rest of the game like several times. Freaking love that game. It's so much fun. Really excited. Alright, cool. I can now stop listening to myself, and I can listen to my own music. Alright, and then if you guys are interested, per usual, I am still listening to the same Zelda lo-fi, but I was like linking it too, because I love it. As far as for concept art, I mean, I don't really have specific concept art I'm looking for this. I'm just like, it's a water dragon with lots of heads. I think I'm going to do 5 heads. We'll see. Alright, Mahira mentioned he's also looking forward to that. Rock on. I didn't know you guys also were gamers. I love it. Alright. We're a few minutes in. Let's actually start modeling, shall we? Alright. So this is my very, very mean head right now. This isn't the matte cap that I normally have. It just looked best for this specific render. I don't know if you guys follow me on like other social media platforms, but I did like a before. You know what? I'm just gonna pull it up. Just gonna pull it up before I forget. I did like a before and after for this because when I started with yesterday, I was like really not sure how it was gonna go. I'm trying to pull up Chrome by just clicking C, but it's, there we go. I can't see my keyboard. I just note for hotkeys. Anyway, but I really didn't know where it was gonna go. And it's one of those times where I was just kind of like relieved that it ended up working out. But yeah, here's the before and after of what I was working with yesterday. I didn't live stream this because again, I just wasn't feeling super confident with it. Because again, I started with what's on the left there. And I was like, alright, the only dragon that I've made prior to this I was actually proud of was the forest dragon. And that was live streamed, but it also kind of felt like a fluke. I just not super comfortable making dragons yet. And I love them, so I have really high standards. But being able to do this again was a huge confidence boost. So yeah, that's what I did yesterday. And that's where we are today. I know it's like super, super dark, so let me get that fixed. Lighter background there, and then going to adjustments. It's already a little brighter, but I usually push it up a little bit more just for live streams. Alright. So at this point, I am pretty much done with this head. I really like how it came out. I do think the texture on like the fin here and the body, it's a little disjointed, but I do like having different textures, like this is the place for Hydra, like to rest, so to speak. But I'm still not like totally decided how I want to do that. Alright, let's have everything. Oh yeah, here are my other heads that I have blocked out. I guess I didn't go to Instagram. They were all just here, but hidden. Anyway, but yeah, it's gonna look way better with appropriate heads. So let's delete all these other terrible looking ones. I just had it all blocked out to get an idea of how I wanted to lay these out. Looks a lot less impressive with just one head. Alright, I don't think this is one piece, but it should be. So I'm going to go to my fins here. Go ahead and merge that down to the head. I'd also like for him to keep his eyeball. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've done so far. Got my spikes, that fin piece, the main body, and then one head that looks good. So I'm going to start today off pretty easy, and the first thing I'm going to do is make this look better. I already have it Dynamesh, so if I go ahead and subdivide this once, I'm going to have plenty of room to add some more details on it. And the way that I did this was just using Dam Standard and Alt, adding some more texture to it. Then I went in with the spiral brush a little bit to make it look a little more fun, a little more interesting. I always like Lazy Mouse turned on for this. I'm also going to change my color here so it matches. Add a little bit of shadow. Gosh, this one fin is so freaking long. You go for an even deeper color right here. I like that color a lot, but it's nowhere else on the model, so I'm just gonna pick the color that was on the front of his chest. There we go, looks a little better. And back to Dam Standard. We'll see how this looks. I'm gonna do this without any color. And with backface mask turned on. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. So it's still a little low poly, so I'm going to divide one more time. There we go. So that's looking a lot crisper. So you can get this really cool like lagged effect when you use Lazy Mouse with this texture. There we go. Dig how that's looking. Pull this fin down right here a little bit, or the spike, and do the same thing, subdivide this and put some light texture on this. This might need to be Dynamesh. Let's see. It's before. Yeah, I don't know how well texture is going to lay on that. Yeah, it's a little pixelated. See, Dynamesh looks uglier, but it just works so much better for laying detail on. Yeah, it's going to look much better. Much less pixelated. Alright. Also going to change the color. Going back to this shadow, just pretty much just making this match this top piece. Usually what I try to do is like take one of the fins I have and like reconstruct it for this back fin, but I think that'd just be more work than it's worth because it has such a dramatic curve in it and it just doesn't match the back at all. So I figured it'd be best just to do it by hand. Since these spikes are a little bit larger, I would like to add a little bit more depth. So if I could have like a third color or shade in here, that would be great. I'm having a hard time getting a color that's dark enough though. I think short of just going to pure black. You know what, that can work. I can just do it really softly. And then once I have the color on here that I like, I'll go in and add the same sort of texture that I have on this. The colors do look fairly disjointed right now, but I'll handle that more once I like add more heads and get this more finished looking. I'm hoping to finish this today and start the Kraken. We'll see. Not sure how much of these bottom little spikes are visible, but I might as well go through and paint them so they're uniform. Alright, looks good. And yeah, this fin looks a little weird and uniform, so I'm going to do it with the other one. It actually went with the spiral brush and it worked really nicely. It might not work as great for this because it's a bigger fin. If not, I'll just do more of it by hand, just using the move brush. I'm not really even looking for any specific rhyme or reason, just so that it doesn't look so smooth and uniform. Yeah, that already looks a lot better than the rest of this. So normally when I want a spiral brush, I just kind of like scribble in one spot to get that. But in this case, I'm just kind of like dragging my pen across it. And then I'm using Alt every now and then to change the rotation, whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Looks pretty good. Not really too fussed with what the tail looks like right now because I know I'm going to bend this tail a lot later anyway. In other words, I'm just going to distort all the details later anyway, so. There we go, that looks much better. Alright, let's get the body a color that actually matches the rest of the model. That's better. I'm not looking forward to doing the feet. Feet are like, feet, claws, paws, whatever they're just not my favorite thing to sculpt. I don't know if you guys can hear my parakeet screaming in the background. He does this thing now, before I leave his cage open, we have blinds that are just like, kind of like, normal blinds, they're horizontal. So if I pull them where they're completely parallel to the ground, he'll like hop in them, and it's very, very cute because he runs back and forth. He makes the worst sound when he's doing it, but he's very, very happy about it. If he's still doing it, I'll go in there and check on him, because every now and again he does get like stuck. There's no way for him to get hurt or anything, but he just can't figure out how to like lean out to fly back to his cage. He'll just run back and forth like indefinitely. And to be clear, if you just join, I'm talking about my parakeet. He's like tweeting in the background. Alright, that's a pretty good progress here. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Alright, Dave said, did you see the PlayStation 5 demo today? Yep, that's what we're talking about, Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Looks good, but I've gone off console and ain't touching PS4 in 1 year. The multiplayer randoms are antisocial. I don't really play a whole lot of multiplayer. I mean, I could play Call of Duty a lot, but I don't really mind. I don't really look to socialize too much. I'm just looking to play with people, but not actually like really connect with anyone. I play with my boyfriend Ricky, so. Let's see, Clash of the Titans inspired Kraken. I have not seen that. I will Google what that looks like. No, that is not what it's gonna look like. That looks like Godzilla. No, it's gonna look like a giant squid. Alright, since I'm going to be moving these heads around and bending them, I do think it's really important that I take the time to remesh this. Because otherwise, like right now, I mean, it should do okay. If I mask something out and try and blur this, see what I mean? Like, it's gonna take forever, and it's gonna be a really harsh mask. So, I will fix that. Go ahead and duplicate this. Hide these. Rename this one. And then, bam, ZBrush. For a second I thought it was finished already. I was like, wow, that was fast. Today just feels like a Friday. Like, I know it's not, but like my brain is totally like Friday land right now. Alright, looks pretty solid. I did forget I hadn't Dynameshed this yet. So if I smooth this, see, it's going to smooth like two separate objects. I don't know if it matters. Yeah, I'm not going to sweat it for this. Alright, that is a pretty decent ZBrush. There's some really funny business going on right here. So I'm trying to do it one more time to hopefully straighten that out. Did a better job. Gonna do it one more time. It completely erased the teeth. Okay, that's a problem. I don't know if it can project the teeth back on. But you know what? Let's just see what it does. I'm just curious. So I will divide this pretty close to the points where it was at before. I think this is going to be a complete mess, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to morph targets down here, so then if it is a complete disaster, I can just morph it back and then fix it manually. Alright, I have a morph target stored. I'm going to go ahead and show what I want to project to. Distance 0.1, turn on geometry and color, and we'll see what this does. And if this takes like 5-10 minutes, then I will just skip it and not worry about it. We'll see. It's always hard to tell how long it's going to take. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes, but other times it'll take like an hour, depending. That's for like, usually that's when I'm finishing the model. I've merged the entire thing together. Here we go. It jumped up a bunch. This is promising. Again, I don't know what's going to do about those teeth. I don't think it's going to figure that out. Which is fair. I mean, there's nothing there. Is this the remesh? Did it actually do it? What? It actually did a pretty damn good job. I'm impressed. I mean, you also have a lot of really glitchy, weird looking stuff too. But I see it reconnected. I might need to just change my encoder entirely because like internet's great, my card's great, cables are new, everything's replaced. The disconnections don't last long, but like, we'll see. Can't wait for this project. Dave says, merging / attaching subcomponents at the end would be scary. For finishing a model? But that is what you do. That is the last step. You do merge everything together. I hope this works out and smooths out all this weird glitchy bit. If not, it's probably because these are separate. So if I just Dynamesh this and then try ZBrushing, it probably would have worked better. I was just curious like what this would do this way instead. It's chugging along though. It's actually doing a pretty good job. My computer is not like 100 degrees, so that's good. Yay. Mihir says, what is up with this California heat wave this week? Yeah, it's pretty toasty. See, I'm in Fresno and it's 104 today. You know, it honestly didn't feel that bad though, or as bad as I was expecting. Let me see. Yeah, it's just 100 even today. I don't know, it just wasn't as bad as expecting. I actually walked to the post office today. Dave says California has a desert somewhere not too far away. Yep. Mojave, it's huge, huge. It doesn't just have it in California. It spreads across a few states. David says 71 and muggy here today. I mean, I'll trade your 71 and muggy for 100 and whatever I said it was. I think it's 101's a high today. I think it's humid today too. It's like, I mean, it's like 20% humidity, but I don't know. It feels humid to me. This is thinking about finishing. Sarah says 20%, that's dry. Yeah. I'm spoiled. I went on a vacation to Washington, D.C. when I was like 10 or something. And it was like 106, and it was like 95% humidity every day. And oh god. I can't even describe it. It was so incredibly uncomfortable. I was just baffled. Alright. So this actually did a pretty good job. It does look better. There are some spots that are kind of glitchy looking. But they're pretty minor. The only one that's really, really weird is the spot in his teeth. That's being really stupid. So if I go to min connected points for smooth, put that to 1, and just go in here and like gently smooth, so like that entire part like glitched away really easily. If I used morph target again, I could have just used that, but I forgot to start it again. Here, let me lower my subdivision level. If I fix it here, it should help at least a little bit, even though it might be a little slow. This is the first time I've done teeth where I didn't like individually sculpt and place them. I just used, I think it was a VDM brush where like you drag and it just like deforms the mesh. And it actually worked out really well. Okay, this might be a little too glitchy for me to fix. I'm gonna go ahead and turn poly paint off because it's also really hard to see because this part of the mesh is really dark too. Okay, that's not too bad. It's going away. I knew if it was going to be anywhere, it was going to be on the teeth where it was going to be all stupid. Not too bad to fix. Might need to fix that little spot on the eye. And then before I continue with this remeshed head, I'm definitely going to check out the entire thing to make sure there's no other weird spots. Overall, not too bad. There's a line right here that I can't seem to get rid of. Oh, as soon as I said it, it went away. Very nice. Alright, the rest of that will not pose too much of a problem. When I zoom out, you can't really see any of the small issues. Very nice. This looks a little bit weird, but almost looks like broken spikes. Yeah, looks cool. I don't mind it. Just gotta smooth this out. And any of the seams. Mahir says Tokyo summers after the Tohoku earthquakes, 9% humidity over 100. No AC. Oof. That's tough. Sarah says, Minnesota girl here, so I'm used to my swamp state with 90% humidity. Oh my gosh, that's so miserable. Yeah, David says, I visited Missouri once, and it was 95% humidity. I wanted to die. Yeah, I'm a baby. I kind of felt the same way. All right. This goes all the way down to 16,000 points, which is awesome. Definitely gonna save this. It's not like the best reprojection, but it's definitely good enough for what I need. It looks really funny at the poly paint when it's this low. Okay. So the original, I always like to do a comparison of the original and then the highest subdiv on the remesh. Yeah, the teeth definitely look better on the original, but those spikes are going to round off in a 3D print anyway, and this is probably what it's more realistically going to look like, so not too worried about it. Also, if I do want to try and improve it just a little bit, I can mask the teeth and try and reproject just this one section. This is where it was like super glitchy and stuff, but I'm feeling lucky. We'll see. If this is its only job, maybe it'll do a good job. So I'll try and project just that and see what it does. I'm hoping it does a good job. Looks like it's already done. No. Okay. It's a little glitchy. I can like watch it as it's glitching. Please stop. Okay, they did a terrible job. Awesome. Before? After. It did it like twice though. See, it's like before. It's weird. That was like halfway through and then it made it even worse. And it didn't improve the teeth at all either. Cool. So instead, I'll just grab move and back face mask and then pull straight down on some of these. That will make them a little bit thicker and give them more spike. I'm gonna fix this one spot on his eye. There's like the smallest little piece missing. It's kind of a low, smooth. There we go. And then go with my standard brush. There we go, just build that up a little bit more. Go back with poly paint turned on and then also fix that little weird pixelation. Fixed. Usually I'm not that nitpicky, but when it's been like a focal point like an eye, usually I'll fix it up. Alright, deleting the original head, and now I just have this one with subdivision levels. I don't know why that top piece is its own poly group, but we're just gonna make it one poly group. So I'm curious, if I do a lower resolution and duplicate it, will it keep all of it, or just kind of duplicate the lowest one? Because that'd be dumb. Cool, it does keep all of it. I was going to be like, that's dumb. There's a few things in ZBrush that always surprise me. because I want to get the head and the body positioned before I really worry about detailing the body too much. And I also want to make sure that I don't have any heads that are perfectly centered like this because I think it looks weird. So I'll move this one off center a little bit. I do think it should be the tallest one though. I can't mirror something with multiple subdivision levels? That's ridiculous. Alright, move this over. And then once I have these like loosely positioned, then I can worry about like bending their neck and like changing their head position. See, I feel like 3 is plenty, but it's got to have more than 3. I was thinking 5 would be a good number. God, there's so many. I always like when it looks like more attack-like too. So I'll probably have a few of these heads like lunging forward. I do think it's cool when they're like super, super long and they're all twisting and it's a huge disaster, but I'm not sure how well that will go. Because I didn't make the necks that long, so we'll see. Alright, I'm going to merge this back fin together so the spikes and the webbing are the same piece. Alright, so now I have just the body and all of the heads. Because I do think I want to change the size of the body. Yeah, definitely think it needs to be a bit bigger. And then maybe making the heads longer? We'll see. As mentioned before, I want this center head to be like the tallest. Yeah, I think taller heads looks cool. So we have Mass Lasso. That's great about having subdivision levels is that I can blur this and it actually blurs really quickly and really evenly. Alright. Let's hide some of these other heads. There's so many. Alright, making that a bit longer. And then I'll probably worry about posing the body right now too. You know what? That means I have to do the feet. I hate doing the feet. I mean, they're mostly done. Like, I'm not gonna make them look that much different, but like, meh. Alright, that's actually blurring pretty good. I'm gonna turn off poly paint for this again because it's a little dark and hard to see. I feel like a softer, easier to look at color. There we go. And then I'll make the feet look better. Again, not my favorite thing. These don't get a ton of attention. I think if I just define the toes, that'll go a long way. And the claws, of course. As of right now, it almost looks like they're webbed, which is working in my favor for once. They're not symmetry turned on? What is this? There we go. Its outside toe looks really weird. So grab the move brush and fix that. So I'm kind of rounding off that fifth toe there to make just 4. I think it looks more webbed. Looks better. I'll do the same thing for the front feet as well. There's a funny little spin ZBrush just did. Curious if I can like pose these toes to be like more upright. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but no harm in trying it out. Yeah, definitely, it's not doing what I meant for it to at all. That is like the kind of shape I was expecting, but I think... This is more of like a land dragon, too. If I inflate that. Just playing with feet shape, because, again, I don't find them super fun. Yeah, I'll just have it be flat and boring, but I do think the toes are a little long. Bring them back a little bit. And then build these up. Definitely with back face mask, so that way it's not tearing up the bottom of this. Alright, feet have improved marginally, which is really what I was going for. And then I'm kind of thinking about loosely where else I'm going to block out detail and stuff on this. These are just going to be kind of like landmarks because I do like to detail larger creatures like this asymmetrically. I'll just kind of put like, again, general landmarks, like, okay, I do plan to put something here. Like this, probably have like some sort of gill-like thing going. And this arm shape is pretty unclear, so I'd want to fix that too. Just have a distinction between the chest and the arms. Looks really funny from the front. It's a really harsh line, but it'll be a very good reminder. same thing, the back legs. That was good enough. I do like the slope here. It's like really dramatic. Kind of reminds me of those German Shepherds that walk with like, their butt really low. The ones that are generally also really well trained. All right, so now I'm gonna start posing these necks. Not sure how well that's turning out since I stretched it out. Let's see. This high resolution, see how it does. Yeah, it definitely looks all stretched out and kind of weird, but that's not going to be hard to like detail nicely. At least I don't think so. Here, I'll take a trial. I mean, I kind of like how stretched it looks. Yeah, I think I can make that work. I guess for when there was a button you can click to like make it drop to its lowest or highest resolution with a click. I guess you could just drag it. All right. Now it's working about posing the body. So I kind of I want this like this backward C essentially. And turn off perspective. And we'll start with the tail. Because this has a lot of room to be like deformed and it's not going to look bad. It'll be easy to fix. It's like that's obviously way too long. But if I do this C arc, which looks really nice, and then go to the 3D gizmo and shrink this back down, I've noticed that usually it does a pretty good job. I do want the tail to be pretty long too, so. Looks pretty good. It's also low to the ground, so it'll be easy to just lay flat, so I don't have to worry about supporting it. This bend is really weird, but I can get that sorted out as I work on it. Alright, gonna do another pivot point right in front of the back legs. So yes says hello. What up? Yeah, and Sarah mentioned like showline German Shepherds are stupid. They have so many hip issues, right? Yeah, no, I had 2 German Shepherds growing up and they didn't have anything like that. Gonna do another pivot behind these legs. And they'll probably have this leg reaching back and one of these reaching forward, like very, very dramatic. Just looks like a dinosaur right now. I mean, that's kind of what dragons are anyway. I want to say it's going to be this leg I'll reach forward, and then this one I'll push back. Hey, Ricky's back. What would we get? Nothing? Okay.
It's a crossover SUV.
Do you hate it?
Oh, it's hideous. It's so ugly. But
Our,
you know what?
huh?
I floored it. It's zippy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Our truck's in the shop right now. Nothing big. Our driver back door doesn't lock. Like, we can lock it, but it doesn't lock, like, unlock with the remote or anything. So we have a rental for right now. That would be awesome.
But if not, Marty will probably cover this thing until the truck's done.
All right.
No issues. It's a $50 deposit, like security deposit. And once I return the car, I give the money back.
Okay.
And then I bought insurance for it, just in case anything happens. $17.
Oh, yeah. You might as well. Then you just feel dumb if you don't do it.
Exactly. $17, it covers 100%.
Excellent.
Just on the roadside.
We're not going to have it very long, yeah. I am working on the Hydra.
I saw that.
I'm posing his leg. He looks funny right now. Oh my god. Yep. You might make us a penny. What's that? Ooh. You're also here. You were in the live stream. Slayer says, I hope you guys are doing great. That's very friendly. Yes, we are doing well. The feet look so lame right now. Like, I improved them a little bit. They need a lot of work still. They have like no claws. Just like flat. Oh, you're watching it, so you'd know.
Conversation about humidity kind of intense.
Oh yeah, I didn't read it. I saw bits and pieces, and I was like, eh. Thank you. He has one head right now.
Such a good one.
There we go. Bam. You will shortly see all of his heads. Just wait. About 20-30 seconds. I'm sorry your Kickstarter is not going great, Celia. Next one.
Oh my god, there's so many hits.
Mini heads. Hey, Clute's here. What up?
So many hits.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just recently, like, I just haven't been super motivated to work. I don't want to finish it. Clute, since you're here, do you know if there's a button you can click to where it like puts everything at its highest subdivision level, like at like all my subtools all at once? Because I swear to God, there's like a button to do that. I just don't know what it is. I'm glad you have a good attitude about it, Celia. And yes, chair starter. Because I swear, if you just did like Shift D, I think it was, like I swear there is something. It makes them all do this. Shift D lowers your subdivision levels. Okay. Whatever. In the meantime, I can just increase them like a peasant, I guess. Wow, it's being really, really slow, which I guess makes sense because, you know, it's like a lot of points. I'm gonna crash ZBrush just trying to see what this looks like. I just want to see what they look like all rendered and not like, you know, like 16,000 points. Here, what is the one below it? The one below it still looks really good too. Okay, I don't have to like... Okay, yeah, no, I need to max it out. It looks so much better. Please don't crash, ZBrush. I'm being so nice. And even though I'm not feeling really motivated to work, I think it's because it's getting hot again. I'm just getting like, I just want to sleep all day. Like last summer, I think you guys remember, those have stuck around for like forever. Yeah, I would sleep from midnight, from 5 a.m. to like 2 in the afternoon, whatever 8 hours is. And I was just completely nocturnal. And it was great. I was just awake all night, you know, till 5 in the morning. Between like midnight to 4 a.m. was like, nice time to be awake. Grocery shopping was a little hard, but other than that, this looks sick. Yeah, I'm putting a render on it right now because I don't want to do anything, but it looks cool, and I want to make it look more cool. Cleo says, I can't remember if it's D or Shift D. Well, Shift D put it down, so D must, like, raise it. We'll see. Sarah says, a bunch of thrones in different styles to get my money. Right? That'd be cool. Alright, this render came out like poop, so let me try again. It's too dark. That's kind of cool. I like that. Again, it's very dark. I think for the Hydra, I've been using a different matte cap to render because I picked really dark colors. I don't know why I did that. That is on me. But I liked these colors, so that's what I picked. I think this is the one I picked for the fancy render. Yeah, you can actually see the model. Imagine that. Doesn't that look so fancy? I'm gonna sit here and drink orange juice and complain for a second because I'm just feeling lazy. Let's see, here it says, if I remember correctly, Subtool Master plugin has high-res viz and low-res viz to do what you're talking about. That makes sense. Where was that? Subtool Master, Z plugin. Where are you at? There, Subtool Master. This has got to be it. Set visible subtools low subdivision level. Mayher, you're a god. You knew. This is it. This is what I wanted. Is it gonna work? It did. Ooh, look at this work. Now it looks dumb. Now let's make it look good again. This is just such a small thing, but I'm just happy this exists. I really didn't like going through this and doing this myself. You know, even without the heads really posed, it looks pretty good. I'm not saying I'm not going to pose them. I'm just saying I don't think I have to, and I am pretty happy with it. You know, it's really funny because, like, I don't know, I think, like, last summer in July, I was working on my Familiars and Beast Kickstarter. It was my first Kickstarter ever, and I worked so hard on all those models, and, like, they look fine. But, like, you know how it is. Like, you look back at your work, and, like, it has, like, a 1-year lifespan max before you're like, bah, my old embarrassing work. Oh, man. My point being is it's funny, like, my work now where I'm, like, I don't know, not 120% putting all my effort into it, looks so much better than the very best thing I could make last year. And that always feels good, you know? And to be clear, I do love this. Like, able to get all of the love that it deserves and needs. Just not today. Let's see, Clute said, I was using white skin when I was poly painting. Yeah, that's what you definitely should do. I'm a dummy, and I got really attached to MP Chav. That my cap was like skin toned. It's just so pretty. It makes everything so like warm toned. But now my color theory and like my color associations are like super screwed up because like everything is like plus peach. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Like the colors that I like on here are all a lot like brighter and really saturated to show through that peach matte cap. So what I've been doing to fix that is I'll go to, if I'm having trouble with the color, I will do it like correctly with a white matte cap and then go to the peach toned one, and it actually still looks pretty nice. But yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. This has been a lot of fun. I was worried when OBS disconnected like within the first 10 minutes. I was like, don't do this. It's so early. But nah, it's been doing really good. Let's see. Skin shade looks good. You mentioned you use white skin. I don't know if that's the name of the matte cap or if that's just like you describing it. I imagine you describing it. I don't think there is one that's called white. Oh, no. Matte cap white. I don't know what about this makes me laugh. It makes his feet look like paws. Like he just looks so cute and soft with this matte cap. When I first shared the picture of this, a lot of people mentioned like, wow, it's like the most aggressive thing that you've made. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so, huh? I still think it's really pretty. I think everything is pretty. That looks pretty good rendered though. Ooh, that's cool. I mean, you can't see it, but like what I can see is cool. I'm just gonna play with different matte caps right now instead of be productive. Ooh, that makes my eyes burn. What if it looks like rendered though? I can't even look at that straight. It's so hard to look at. Oh, that's horrible. I quite like that. Thanks for tuning in though, guys. Quality content. When I first started using ZBrush, this is like 80% of what I would do. Is just find different matte caps and be like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, what's that? And they give you so many. Ooh, outline should look cool on this. Yeah. You know, I've thought about using outline for doing like teasers of like what I'm working on because you can still see quite a bit of it. But then I'm like, I just don't take myself that seriously to do premieres. But it'd be cool if I did. I won't. I'm always a big fan of the metal ones. They always show more detail and like form than I expect them to. Celia, hi, quality stream. You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna pick like 2 more, and I'll actually do something cool, okay? Ew, it's wood, and it looks really bad. What about this terrible yellow? What? It's not yellow. What? How does that make any sense? What about chrome? The whole thing just bright chrome. Okay, honestly, this looks way better than I expected. So yes. Clute has some super, super good suggestions for Celia's Kickstarter. Okay, I'm actually going to be interesting again. And for anyone who is watching this to, oh, I don't know, like learn or something, feel free to ask me questions. I'm going to be helpful again. Hey, I've just been picking different mat caps for the past like 5-10 minutes. Ooh. Hey. Celia said it's a high quality stream. Granted, he's repeating what I said after I was being very facetious, but it's fine. No, come look at this mat cap. It looks beautiful on this model. Mat cap pearl. Look how sexy that is. And this is what I picked. I have like, it makes it green because again it's with peach. And I thought this was cool because it's like all aquatic. But I think this other one might look better. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah. It is better. Okay. We're doing things again. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my Subtool Master and put everything low res again. That way it's not so like laggy. Oh man, Maniac's here. Hello. I'm just skimming through the chat about Kickstarter. Sarah says, hello Maniac, welcome to the chaos. I like it. Something about its body just reminds me of like a puppy. I think it's because the feet are so big and not like well defined. I know I keep ragging on the feet, but like it's because I know how bad they are. Like compared to the rest of the model, like don't get me wrong, they don't look that bad. Like when you look like how cool the head looks when it's actually high res. Make this actually high res. You know, like look at this, and then like look at this, like. Doesn't exactly inspire. Here, I'm gonna put just one head in case, like, keeping it high res. Sorry guys, I'm like having a stroke. Yeah. Oh, I know. I was surprised more of our videos weren't demonetized. There are a lot of naked ladies. Like, not for very long, because, you know, I clothed them, but I guess you can show just like a little bit of naked lady. That sounds bad. Don't say that. Oh, they can all hear you. Oh, yeah. That's Ricky. That's who I picked to be with. Okay, this is confusing because there's so many goddamn heads. I don't know how the anatomy of this works because like there's a shoulder blade right here, but now it's connecting to like his spinal cord that goes through his neck. Like what is happening here? I need to see the skeleton. You know what? Sidetrack. I need to see the skeleton of this. I'm just curious if I can find it. This is research. This is on topic. I know, and that's why I'm live streaming because it's making me behave a little. Not shopping. I'm not trying to buy a Hydra skeleton. I'm trying to look at them. Okay, this doesn't look as complicated as I thought it was going to. I was making this way more complicated than it was. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's pretty dumb still. Some of these are really cool. Okay. Not as much when you zoom in on it. That is just straight up, like, a dinosaur. I don't know what those are called, but you know what I'm talking about. The ones that have like, you know, one neck. The Bronchosaurus?
I think so.
Yeah.
Long necks.
Like, that's not a Hydra. That's a Bronchosaurus with many heads. Okay, getting back to work. I am feeling more motivated the more I complain. It sounds silly, but like, it works. That's how I got through college. Just one major bitch fest.
Turn the AC on so it's gonna start cooling down in here.
Oh, that's why. I even said it, like, that's why. That's why I'm feeling better. It's getting colder. I even said, like, the warmer it gets, the sleepier I get.
It's 84.
Yeah, I'm like, melting. Okay, Sarah says we can only vaguely hear him. Like, there is sound. Everything he says is very indistinct. Oh, okay.
That's what I thought.
Talk louder.
That's what I thought.
Oh boy, I missed some chat. I want to talk. Okay, Maniac asked a question, but I don't know what you're asking. Can you repeat what you did to smooth out the peaks from prom reprojecting when you forgot to store a morph target? Oh, like when the teeth got all fucked up? I just smoothed it. That was it. I went to my smooth brush modifier. My goodness. I think way faster than I talk, obviously, and I don't slow down. It's under here, smooth brush modifier, main connected points. I put it to 1, so that way it'll actually smooth. I won't get too far into that. Just trust me on that. It works better. But I hope that helps. Wasn't totally sure what you were asking. And to be clear, like, you don't have to store a morph target to reproject things successfully. That's just like if things go wrong. So a good way to fix it. There's a much better video about that on YouTube somewhere that I'm sure you can find. Okay, you need to move over and up and off of the shoulder blade because it looks dumb. Alright, so this neck is going this way. Push this one the other way. This looks weird because it's all pinched, so let's make that make more sense. There we go. That looks much better. And I'm gonna put his head back a bit. Because again, I think it looks cool. Like, honestly, I could get away with not posing the heads, but then, like, I would know that I didn't do something when I could have done more, and then I'll see it every single time I look at the model. So this is more for me, I guess. I've also learned that whenever you're moving a head, it's really a good idea to move it in 2 different spots rather than just one. We don't pivot in just one point, which is for some reason news to me. Even though we have multiple vertebrae in our neck. It still surprises me. We're so complicated, guys. There we go. He looks a little angrier in a different way than the head next to him. Oh, I should have like twisted his head one way or another. And then this one, I think I might pin his head like all the way down. But I want to have at least one of them that's like lashing out. Maybe that'd be a good one to have lashing out, because this one's kind of like rearing back. And I always imagine them to be like taking turns, like stabby, bitey. I don't know if that made any sense. But kind of like a wind-up toy, you know what I mean? Like they take turns. Otherwise, they just would hit each other's head. I know like loosely the lore for Hydra. I just know that Hercules killed it, and it was the offspring of 2 monsters that I can't pronounce the name of. I know that every time you cut off a head, 2 of them respawn, but that like totally varies based on like the lore that you read or who was telling the story. But like how fast do the heads respawn? Like that I think would be really interesting and really cool to animate. Okay. So, moving this forward a little bit. I feel like this might be a little trickier to lash out than I expected. Yeah, it's not too bad. Their necks are just so long, guys. this one could go like almost kind of like flat to the ground if I can grab that ring. Also need to move this other fin down a little bit. Otherwise these don't line up real well. Okay, I end up doing the exact same pose as the one next to it, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, hey, at least I'm consistent. So let's move it around. Because like I feel like a lot of them, like the necks are like all twisted up, which again, very cool, but a lot harder to actually execute for a 3D model, especially because it has to make sense from all angles. And Hydra already doesn't make any sense from most angles. I feel like now you just look like that kid in the back that's like trying to get in the picture. Put him back where he was. Okay, that side tilt does look really cool. That looks pretty cool. And then I'll like throw his head straight up. Alright, his neck definitely got a little too bent in some spots here. So let me add some more volume to this so he doesn't look so crushed. There we go, it's better. Again, like the beauty of low poly. This would be in such a pain otherwise. There we go, just twisted his head a little bit. There we go, he looks easily the most uncomfortable out of all of them. Yeah, scooch this one over. I like the pose of it, but the position's kind of funny. So unhappy. I mean, that's fair. I'd probably be pretty unhappy. I'm really big about personal space. Some back face mask to make this neck a little bit thicker, because no matter what I do, I keep thinning this one out. I don't know why. Alright, at this point, I don't think I need to pose any more necks. I can just copy and paste of the 3 poses I already have. I actually have 4. It's like from most behaved to like increasingly less behaved. As you go from right to left, they get increasingly pissed. Which I find very funny. Alright, gonna go back to low vis for all of them. Again, thank you, Mahir, that was very helpful. Alright, the necks definitely look really weird, like at the base of them. I think it's partly because I need to make the chest bigger. And because, like, there's just too many damn necks. So, the combination of the two. Luckily, this is looking really cool. I love that one in the background, just like totally upset. All right, let me skim, because I have not been paying attention. You guys have been very chatty, and I love that. Oh, you talked a lot more than I expected. Let me read. You know what? I love reading. So let me put this on high vis so it looks all fancy. I'll put a render on this, and then I will read through the chat because I'm just really curious what you guys are talking about, and it looks art related. So, like, the next right here, I'm telling myself this now, so I hopefully don't forget. They're gonna look bad until I merge this all together and blend them. There's no, like, repositioning it's gonna make that look better, so I'm just like, note to self, don't obsess on that. Until that seam is gone, that's all I'm gonna see. Let's see. That render is really dark. But it does look cool, though. Here, we're gonna make it, like, glow in the meantime. Cool. Alright. Now I'm going to read. Oh, cool. I answered Maniac's question. Fantastic. Alright, and then there's some portfolios that have been shared. I like it. I'm gonna go check it out because I'm kind of curious. And the website's very cute. I like it. So I'm looking through here and enjoying this. Oh, the penguin's really cute too. There's a demo reel, very nice. Short and sweet, I like it. Alright, so I see Celia's giving a lot of feedback, which is fine, but I actually see a lot more than what you're describing. If you go to the concept art, she has a bunch of characters listed. I don't know, I feel like you were being a little rude. Harping on, there's like nothing here. There definitely is more than nothing here. This is not 2 weeks of work. Anyway, no, I think it's nice. Obviously, you can always improve. But the website's laid out really clearly and stuff too. Looks like she has a little bit in everything. I'd almost suggest just kind of like focusing on one, whether it's like illustration or graphic design, but it's cool to be well rendered too. Or just putting more of that in the demo reel. It's nice. you're saying. I just think you could have said it nicer. I always like seeing other people's art and stuff. That's very cool. Yeah, because like I do have a website, but it's not necessarily like a portfolio website. I just have a bunch of, like it's not organized like that at all. It's just more like, hey, buy my stuff. It's always cool seeing that. And then yeah, it was cool to hear about like where you work and what you do. That is really, really cool. And Clue had a very good point here. It depends on the job. It's weird. You'll show your portfolio to one studio, like Naughty Dog, and you have a bunch of highly rendered stuff, and then just ask for your sketchbooks. And it's true. I've heard that a bunch of times too. Obviously, I really don't have... I'm a professional in the art industry, but not through any, like, industry. You know what I mean? Like, I'm freelance. So I haven't had to deal with really any of this. Oh, Celia. He said, sorry, my critique is never nice. I'm a very bold person. Being bold and inarticulate are two different things. But I won't be too much of a bitch.
You're pretty bold.
Oh, yeah, I am too. But that's not a good excuse for being like, why my critique was rude. It's like, because I'm bold. It's like, no, it's... don't repeat yourself. That's why I said it was rude, because you kept harping that she had nothing in there. You can say it once.
Listen, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Sarah doesn't, no, she's not offended. She's like, don't worry about being blunt. I prefer blunt and to the point. I definitely agree. I don't know. I think where I draw the line, like, if I say something is rude, it's because, like, they're harping. Well, it's like, hey, there's nothing in there. There's barely anything in there. There's 2 characters in there. It's like, I get it. I don't know. Just, Are you gonna make me brighter? I have a lamp right here for, like, if I do live stream later, but... I'm not even using it. You got this great setup for me, and I'm just not even using it. God, I love this color on here. I think this is so cool. Alright, I'm gonna lower down the brightness too, because it's gonna be really hard to look at for a second here. Let me go to render and bring this down. Bring it up a little bit. I think right now I'm gonna work on detailing the body and stuff, and then probably just wait on it, come back to it tomorrow and see how much more I want to move around, and then actually finalize it tomorrow. Alright, this neck is doing all kinds of funny things. I couldn't decide what direction it was gonna go. A lot of this isn't visible because it's in the neck. Or in the chest, I mean. The neck is in the neck.
Sure it is.
Oh, the stuff in the studio. Or is the stuff in the trash bag, like, ready to go?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm working on getting all that done.
You are amazing. We're in the middle of moving, in case you guys didn't hear in the last live stream. We should be all moved, hopefully by next week. We don't technically have, like, a move-in date yet, but we'll see.
It's definitely next week, though.
Yes. Yes, I'm excited.
Sure, next week.
I agree.
We just don't know when.
Sarah says, yeah, I'm no artist. I'm an engineer with no clue what the art world is like. So I asked you guys. Oh, that's so cool. I feel like you might have mentioned that before. But like, oh my god, I didn't know you were an engineer too. That's so freaking cool. And Celia's being defensive. That's fine. I usually write things as if anyone's going to read them. I don't know. That's just kind of like my habit. It's not so much stepping on toes. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I would just feel terrible if someone like valued my opinion and like they saw... just because I didn't take the time to like formulate it nicely. I don't know. I just hate making people feel bad on things they love. I don't know. I try to be very sensitive about that. But it's funny because I'm also, again, have my degree in engineering. So like, if it's not art related, when there is like a correct answer, I'm the complete opposite. And it's funny because they're usually way less of like open to feedback. I have a guy that I graduated with who is working at a firm, and they're working on 3D printing stuff, just really basic prototyping. And he's like, hey, can I ask for your advice? And I'm like, sure. And he sent me this picture, and it was a complete melted mess. They were using PLA, and they were printing at, I'm not kidding, 230 degrees Celsius. And you guys know that the printing temp for PLA is like, or starts at 180. And I'm like, you're printing at temps for nylon. It's way too hot. Make it colder. And he's like, oh, no, that's not it. And I'm like, I'm telling you what's wrong with it. This is what's wrong with it. And he cracks me up. So, like, I'll be really direct for kind of stuff like that. And I was like, cool. Well, that's my help for you. If you don't want it, that's fine. Then he came back to me a week later. He was like, hey, so it turns out the temp was too hot. And I'm like, really? You don't say. David's also a mechanical engineer. What? This is so I had no idea. Sarah, civil. That's so freaking cool. That's so cool. That just makes me very happy. I'm like, wow, it's a collection of engineers watching me sculpt Hydra. I'm really iffy though. Like, I understand, like, even though I have a degree in mechanical engineering, personally, I'm like, you are what you profess, like what you do. And I'm like, no, I am an artist that has a degree in engineering. I am not an engineer. I have capability, obviously, and I can go do it. But I'm still, I just respect the hell out of that. It's so cool. Yeah, Clue was like, wow, all sorts of engineers tonight. Engineering party. Ooh, I love it. That's fantastic. See, I'm doing that thing where I'm obsessing on the seam between the neck and the chest, like I said I wasn't going to do. Alright, I do like this head shape, but it is too far back. Alright, let's get some detail on the body. I have some monster brushes I got from Flip Normals. I just love for quickly putting detail and scales on things. I think it was armor. Yeah, it's not anatomy. Clute says, you guys mastered that sorcery that always taunted me in college. Math. Mihir says, I don't know why everyone assumes engineers are great at math. I don't know. A lot of us are really bad at it, actually. I was really bad at it. David says, yes, 3 terms of pure calculus, differential equations. Yeah, I was okay in math. I did pretty well at Diffie-Q. That was fine. But like Calc 2 specifically with like Taylor series and integrals that you would never, ever need to do by hand. Like, God. Anyway, stuff like that I was really, really bad at. But when it came to like numerical analysis and like writing simple programs to find like the roots of things and solutions, that I did a lot better with. But when, yeah, the very theoretical middle part of calculus, oh my God, I was so bad at it. Like everyone was, but like, oh man, that was a confidence hit for sure. Sarah says vector calc is evil. Differential equations are fun. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I thought Diffie-Q was fun. And yeah, vector calculations were like designed to like trip you up. And the worst part is it's just like basic algebra is like the actual math that's happening. So you're just like, yes, I forgot what you do when you subtract a negative. I'm sorry. Please trust me to design an airplane. Silly, you're funny. Mihir liked vector calculus and hated Diffie-Q. Really? But like, Diffie-Q is so cool because, I don't know, it's like, it's all, you know, rates of change, and it was just cool to like take real world things and then describe them or describe their motion with an equation. I just thought it was so cool because I can tell you where it was going to be in like, I don't know, X amount of time or at Y distance. I don't know, I just thought it was super cool to be able to predict things like that, which is just, it was just having a physics application to it made it really fun for me. And with vector calc, I know, obviously, I know it's also can have physics application, but for me, I'm like, there's not a curvy graph with it. It doesn't stick. So he says, it's not funny though, it's pretty sad. I mean, if you make it sad, then yes, it is sad. I should probably work on this. Okay. So usually what I do is I will emphasize the shoulder blades and then texture the rest of it with something kind of like that. Yeah, that's like completely just eaten up by the heads. Okay. So the shoulder blade actually starts here, so that's where I will... That's not where it starts. That's where I'm gonna have to say it starts for this to look good. Oops. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. And then solo, I'm also going to turn off polypaint again because it's hard to see. Put that on a softer color. And I think it'd be kind of cool if there was two of these that like overlapped. I'm also gonna subdivide this once because detail is not cutting it for me. I might need to Dynamesh this. Yeah, it's still so pixelated. That's annoying. Alright, with polypaint back on, Dynamesh this and see where it goes. Mihir says, well, vector calcs is really important in game engines. Yeah, that makes sense. David says, DiffyQ, once you identify the type, linear non-ordinary became like algebra plug and chug. Right? It was nice to have predictable solutions to things. Sarah says, high school was hell. I almost failed most of my classes there and then noped out in 11th grade to college. College was so much easier. Really, for me, college was a lot harder because like my high school was a joke. That's just for me. Let's see. Is this done? Yes. This did a better job. Before I put too much detail on this, I am going to adjust some of the limbs here. That looks better. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but it would be cool if these overlapped some way. Alright, that is way too low of an intensity. Let's try 75. It's better. Because usually I just do like a crest down the center like this, but I just think it'd be cool if they like overlapped kind of like a puzzle. Doesn't have to make sense if it looks cool. It kind of looks like a disaster, but I don't hate it. So it kind of has like that middle one that I mentioned I didn't want to do anyway, with these other ones, okay, it's overlapping it, and I do think that's cool. So I will keep that. I just like the idea of all these like giant scales and armor plates like shifting over each other. Continue this trend as well. Just as like a really clear division between the arm and the chest. Just because they have all these necks and heads going on, it kind of gets a little messy and hard to read, so I'm going to do my best to make these divisions really clear. trying to think of what I want to do for the rest of this. I really like this pattern. I think it's very like aquatic looking, but I don't know how to really incorporate that. I think I might use that for the tail. Eh. I like these a lot too. Also not sure what I want to do with them. I think these look better stacked. Let's see. Maniac says, after you dynamesh the model, do you decimate it for printing? Yes. Is there a limit on how many polys a model can have in the slicer? I guess. Like, probably won't do great past like a million or two, but like, it'll work. It'll just happen really slowly. Oh, that's cool, Sarah. I'm really happy to hear that your college professors were like way cooler. That's awesome. I remember that model you're talking about. It looked really cool though. So it looks like I can lay these on each other and have them kind of like interlock, which would be very cool. I'm just worried about it making the model look too busy. But I mean, it already has 5 heads, so like, maybe that's unavoidable. It's kind of hard to predict like how these are going to interlock. But I'm doing an okay job. Yeah, I think that's cool being on top, and then I'll probably put like a looser, more simple texture for the belly. Actually transitioned pretty well. I might even just smooth this into the belly. Alright, so I'm going to smooth this bottom edge right here. And I'll worry about adding another texture to it once I get this other side looking symmetrical. More or less. I see it being painted as like seaweed too. That'd be kind of cool. Alright. Definitely gonna have that texture going down the tail. It's really nice working on a dragon and not have to worry about wings, I gotta say. This is the first time I've ever used a specific brush. I like it. I just never really had a use for it before. I do think it looks kind of odd, but like in a good way. I think it's going to pair really nicely with the entire model once it's all finished. I think I'm doing a much better job on this side than the other side of the tail, but that's okay. Alright, and then I was thinking of some sort of texture like this for the rest of the model. Obviously not so harsh. And definitely with lazy stroke on. Alright, with some texture on it, the body looks much nicer. been a hot minute since I saved. I definitely like this feathering down the front and the back leg. I think it helps pull it all together. Surprisingly, I didn't mind the harsh transition before anyway, but it's definitely improvement. It's smiling at what Sarah's talking about, the strawberries and stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, I've never grown black raspberries. I've only ever grown strawberries, and I like after like what felt like years, probably was only like 6 months because I was young. Yeah, just one little strawberry, and I swear it was the best strawberry I've ever had. It was so deep red, and it was amazing. I want to say it did make more strawberries than just one, but knowing me and being so young and afraid of spiders, I probably found a spider and was like, nope, that's it, I'm out. Thankfully, I'm slightly less afraid of spiders now. When I lived in my college dorms, there was just bugs all the time, especially roaches. And yeah, I had a big ass spider that like I would just let live in my room because it would kill all the bugs. So that helped a lot with my fear because I'm like, okay, that's my friend. I wouldn't name it because I didn't want to get close. We were on a first name basis. I would let him live. His neck looks really, really thin right here. So I probably did something wrong. Yeah, it's not too bad, just the angle, a lot of it. So majestic. Much beauty, much grace. trying to figure out if I want these necks to like fold along the scales I put here or not. I think I do. I think that looks neat. Alright, let's put everything in high res and kind of see what this is looking like. I think I'm out pretty good. It's 23 million polys because of all those heads. Oof. Usually I find like an angle that I think looks best for the model. This is definitely a hard one to find like what looks best because I usually do it based on like where the head's looking, but there's many heads. I definitely think it's going to be somewhere over here. Because this is the center one, so I want to like go based off of that one, but this one's drawing my attention more. Here, I'll do it based on the center head. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. I can see that I definitely want to change. Like this head looks so stupid, it's leaning too far that way. Okay, cool. Now that I know that, I will fix it. That's better. Clete says, I almost want to see some highlighter green on this Hydra with that turquoise. I think you might have spoiled me with the macadamia, right? With everything bioluminescent. Like, my original color scheme is a lot more green because it's with that other matte cap. If this ever stops saving, I will switch over to look at it. Did I get you? Like, I'll probably play around with the poly paint a lot once I have this a little more finished. I am struggling with the heads. But yeah, this is like the original is way more green. I just don't think it looks as nice as this one. This is just so much more clean and oceany. Alright, this head right here is just causing me hell. Like, can I have a 4-head Hydra? Is that enough heads? I feel like that's enough heads, guys. It just looks so much better, like, proportionally without having that 5th one. I feel like the more heads, the better, because, like, it's Hydra. Okay, I'm going to pick an angle that I think I want this to be at, and then I'm going to move all the heads so that it looks really, really good in that one angle. Ideally, keeping all 5. I want to say this would be the angle, because this looks really cool. But that obviously is like a kink right there that looks really bad. I will fix. Maybe rotating a little bit more. I think that looks best. We'll see. I've been very indecisive with this. It's because it looks good from this angle, but I forgot, you know, it's like a 3D object or something, so I have to like check all of the angles. Alright, the head is getting way too skinny in the back. Alright, this is not ready for a render. We're going back to the boring background. Also gonna turn poly paint off. Okay. Just need this curve to actually continue and make some sense. This would be much easier with the lower subdivision level, but I'm being stubborn. Because I'm like, oh, it just needs a few adjustments. This will just take just a moment. 1 hour later. See, it just doesn't look that great from the other side because it is not on the side that it's curving. It's on the other side. What if I just mirror it? Ah, that's right. I can't mirror it because there's multiple subdivision levels, which I think is so stupid. Okay. Maybe I will do that. Just for this one. Because I really feel like it just needs a mirror to have that curve in it. I don't want to do it manually, but I think it's going to look so much better from this side. There we go. That is what I wanted. Okay, it's really not in the right place. But I think after some chaos, this will all come together. And if not, I'll just get mad and work on it tomorrow. Alright, center head is back in place, I think. It has that weird look from the other side, but again, not the alpha angle, so that's fine. That looks so much better. I just curved it the wrong way. Fantastic. Much, much, much better. Bringing the 5th head back in. There we go. It's looking a little more unbalanced, which is good. That's kind of... It was looking a little too symmetrical, almost like a fountain of dragon heads. That's better. Can bring this one lower. I think it's another thing that I'm doing that I can do better is not having them all on the same like plane, having them like on like an arc. I think that would help too. Oop, my laptop is starting to die. Should plug you in. There we go. This looks so much better. Cool. For a second there, I was like, oh my god, the more I move around these heads, the worse they look. What the what? But it's coming together. the shoulder really should be higher anyway, so this works out. Taking a bit to autosave, there's a lot here. Let's see. Mihira says, I don't think there's a rule for how many heads you need for a Hydra. I agree. Clute says, I mean like green eyes. You know, I was thinking green too, with the green accents. Oh, and then you said, yep, green accents with majority turquoise. We're on the same page. I was thinking the exact same thing. Let's see, the only character that I ever played that encountered a Hydra was my bard, named Aloysius, but known to the public as Mr. Pip. Wonderful. Jeff looks like he's photobombing. Right? The one that's head poked back. That's just Jeff. He's not the brightest. Oh, that's great. He took out that Hydra while the rest of the party fled and beat it, gaining the favor of the goddess Sifters. Sif. Very cool. Why are you still autosaving? Do not do this. I'm going to take a sit. I'm going to wait, and it's going to be fine. This is the look of fear. Because you guys know how dramatic I am. I hate losing any work. I'm like, if it does this when it's auto-saving, I guarantee it's gonna be like, oh, we corrupted the file. And I'll be like, thanks for being shitty. But there's a bunch of quick saves, so there's really not that much that I would lose potentially, but I will still complain. Yes. Please don't. Going to make me sad. I don't know how long I should wait and be hopeful. I'm just gonna not look at it for a second. It's not working. Why? Okay. David, I blame Jeff. I never trusted him. Whenever I read Jeff like that, my head, I say G off every single time. Just letting you guys know. The drama. Okay. Ugh. Close program. Okay, I'm done. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to try again. This item's unavailable. Oh my god. UPOS. Don't. It's fine. You know the trick, like for every 100 times to say it's fine, it makes it like 0.1% more fine. That's the rule anyway, I think. Again, also how I went through college. Alright, you're gonna be dumb. Yeah, thanks. I always hate when it opens up and it's like ZBrush terminated abnormally. I'm like, I know. I am very aware. Thanks for telling me. Alright, I'm gonna just try and do this first because it says that it recovered it, which is adorable because I'm sure that it didn't. It didn't. Because the only recovered files here are from the last time that it glitched, and this is like way back when it was like still in Symmetry. So we're gonna click on this one, and it's gonna be okay. Clue. That reminds me, I should probably save this model I'm working on. You probably should. All right. So it looks like we had not added Jeff back in. Or no, this is a different one. What the hell? Where is this? At what point was this saved? Was this like right after I mirrored? Because I did stuff after that. Nah. Alright, I'm gonna just open the file and maybe it autosaved a different time between there. I don't know. This is very wishful thinking. What I'm doing is that I'm gonna try anyway. It's fucking stupid. So mad. I lost like 4.5 minutes of work, guys. The tragedy. Okay, I'm gonna open up this file and then I'm gonna move on. I'll find something new to complain about. Okay, where is comma on my keyboard? That's like the one thing, like muscle memory has just not done it for me. God, I'm so mad about this. Alright, it's fine. I just don't remember, like... I don't remember this head being visible before I mirrored this one, but... It's whatever. Yeah, no, look, they're all screwy. Look, these two are on top of each other. What the hell is going on? Eh. I knew something was weird, because at no point did I have this middle one hidden, showing, and this one not hidden. And these two are now, like, stacked on top of each other. That one is this is the middle piece. Okay. Oh, I think I understand what happened here. This one is the middle piece. This one, this is Jeff. I understand now, guys. Jeff goes here. Okay, never mind, we're fine. I'm just being very confused. Ah, yes, and it's all back to normal. And I'm going to save, because I learn from my mistakes. You know, I bet this would be a lot easier if I just made some of the heads like 5 or 10% smaller. Like, you'd barely be able to tell, if at all. And they'd, like, fit together better. But I just love knowing that these are all the exact same size. And actually the same head. I love Jeff. He totally looks like he's photobombing. Let's put Jeff more in the back. You know what? He's actually in a pretty... He's in a pretty decent spot. Gonna rotate him a little bit and put him closer to the top. This one looks so pretty and regal. I think this is like the OG one. Like, I didn't really pose at all. I just love that, like, that head scooped down. I think it looks so pretty. Alright, before I lose my mind on this, I'm just gonna say this is done for right now. And, oh, but there's just so many problems with it. Anyway. Going to put a render on it. I can't stop messing with this one. And I'm going to call it good for tonight. I know I'm still working. There, that helped. Why does this neck look so dumb from this angle? Whatever. I'll deal with it later. But this time I mean it. I mean, actually got a lot done today. It wasn't my most efficient 2 hours, or what has it been, like 2.5 now? Oh no, it's been 2. You know what? Alright, I'll take it. That's not bad. Really slow for my usual working, but that's okay. I had a really good time with you guys. Yeah, look how fancy he looks. I love him. So fancy, guys. Alright. I'm gonna wrap this up before I keep mumbling and going on. I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 or 6 p.m. sometime in that ballpark range. But I hope you guys have a fantastic night, and thanks so much for joining. Bye.